Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Mother, please accept our humble obeisances.
It's mine to accept, mine too. Hare Krishna. Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओके, yes, we will start. chapter 17. Continue. Okay, so who read the translation? I forgot. Yes, Nishtha Sharma. Yes. Please continue with the purport.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. These are the persons who manufacture modes of austerity and penance, which are not mentioned in the scriptural injunctions. For instance, fasting for some ulterior purpose, such as to promote a purely political end, is not mentioned in the scriptural directions. Their acts are against the scriptural injunctions and are not beneficial for the people in general. Actually, they act out of pride, false ego, lust,
And attachment.
and attachment for material enjoyment.
Yeah.
But
You continue the purport. I mean, by such activities. From there, can you please
okay,
read?
Mataji. By such activities, not only is the combination of material elements of which the body is constructed disturbed, but also the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself living within the body. Such unauthorized fasting or austerities for some political end are certainly very disturbing to others. They're not mentioned in the Vedic literature. A demoniac person may think that he can force his enemy or other parties to comply with his desire by this method. But sometimes one dies by such fastings. These acts are not approved by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he says that those who engage in them are demons. Such demonstrations are insults to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they are enacted in disobedience to the Vedic scriptural injunctions.
Continue.
If, however, such persons are fortunate enough to be guided by a spiritual master who can direct them to the path of Vedic wisdom, they can get out of this entanglement and ultimately achieve the supreme goal.
So, Prabhupada speaking about the importance of spiritual master for the third time in this particular chapter. In the first verse, we discussed importance of spiritual master. Twice he mentions in the purport, and then it's the third time. Okay, so who are demons? They undergo severe austerities and penances which are not mentioned in the scriptures. Out of pride and ego. And what is their goal? How they are pushed? Their lust and attachment. Attachment towards everything towards sense gratification. And what do? They torture the material elements of the body. This body is made up of 24 elements. They torture the material elements of the body as well as the super soul. So how does the super soul get affected? If the child is actually making his life complicated, then obviously a parent will feel the pain. So similarly, the super soul is actually also, that's what Prabhupada mentions in the purport here, that the Supreme Lord is also actually feeling that pain. They're not approved by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like a beloved father feel that pain, so similarly, the Supreme Lord, even though Supreme Lord is not affected in any way, but he's like just like a beloved father feels the pain for the child, the super soul also is getting disturbed when the demons are torturing the material elements of the body, like fasting for political reasons, fasting for various reasons. These are all not mentioned in the Vedic literature. This is completely unauthorized. That's what Prabhupada is saying, ulterior purpose, right? Some people do some fasting for different things, different purposes. So these are all not recommended in the scripture. So fasting is recommended in scriptures only for spiritual advancement, not for, Prabhupada clarifies, not for some social cause or some political cause. So anything which is not mentioned in the scriptures, that is why it is demoniac. And how it is performed, Prabhupada has clarified how it is performed out of all these things. And so that since it is not mentioned in the Vedic literature, Prabhupada writes that these are insults to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they are doing something which is not mentioned in the scriptures. That means they are disobedient to the Vedic scriptures. So of course, even if those people, those demoniac people, if they are fortunate enough to get the mercy of a pure devotee who is also a spiritual master, that spiritual master can direct them to the path of Vedic wisdom. So third time, Prabhupada is mentioning about this. So again, one can take up devotional service from any of the lower modes. But if they're fortunate enough and they get the mercy of a pure devotee, they can be guided properly and they move to the next mode, which is, of course, Krishna consciousness is directly the purificatory process. It's a mode of goodness. Yes, Daya, today you are here. Just wanted to share something to you. Since you asked the other day, is there any way for a people in mode of ignorance, they can come out? Well, you remember, Daya, you asked this question some time back.
Hare Krishna Mataji, yes, I remember.
Yeah. So I said like Krishna consciousness is the only way. And of course, Krishna also says that the three modes, within the three modes, there is always a
Entanglement.
yeah. No, within the three modes, there is always a competition for supremacy. So even those who are in mode of ignorance, still there is a competition within the three modes for supremacy. Sometimes they go back, they come to passion. Sometimes they come to goodness. That's also one way possible. So recently I had an experience when I traveled. I came to South. I mean, that day we did not have our session. So when I came, I got down from the train at around 4:30 with so many people. It was so crowded. Myself, my Prabhu, my son, my daughter-in-law. So all the four, we got into an auto. And somehow what happened when I took out the money from my handbag, I slipped my my japa bag, my chanting bag. So I didn't realize it was at 5 o'clock. Just that time only we reached home. So then after freshen up, I wanted to chant. I looked for my bead bag. Then I realized that definitely it has fallen in the auto. So I was just thinking how to get, because it's the place, so many autos, so many auto drivers. How will I find out? I was just thinking like, but I had a hope that somehow I will get. I don't know what made me think like that, but I had a hope. So I'm like, this what kind of people like even like predominantly like in what kind of lifestyle, kind of mixed modes, passion and ignorant. And so then after maybe at 7 o'clock, that person came. He gave me the like morning 5 o'clock. I dropped someone in this house. So I want to give back my. He said like looks like some japamala, so I want to give it back to them. So that's my experience. So even though it's kind of lifestyle, but the attitude the person had, she should have just, I mean, forgotten or like, no, okay, some weed, like, should have thrown it or whatever. But like maybe Krishna's mercy, my spiritual master's mercy, devotee's mercy, I got my bag with some prayers. Finally, I thought like, I will, somehow I had a hope that I will get it, but at the same time, because it's a big town, like how will I find out? I don't know the auto number, I don't know any phone number. And somehow in the morning session, I missed it. Of course, I should have been more careful. But this God gave me a lesson that even that kind of person. So definitely this Sukriti, like I definitely prayed for him that. Then I thought if I give him money, I don't know how he will use it. Definitely for sense gratification, probably. So I mean, then I decided that I will no, just contribute, pray for that person, and then do something during Janmashtami. So hopefully, which is coming on Monday. So something, Daya, which I wanted to share regarding the supremacy within the modes. So that made that person act in a proper way, right? Mode of goodness. So
Yes, Mataji. In my surrounding, I also see many examples.
okay, you see many temples.
Many example of Sukurti.
Many examples. Okay.
Yes. I am from Pakistan. So like here, if my friend is helping me in something that is, although she's a Muslim,
Okay.
so like she helps me in many things. Like whenever I say I'm going for, like I got extra break, 30 minutes break. I said I having remaining, like I have remaining of rounds. I'll go for it and you call me. Then she helps me. So like I feel that is also count in Sukurti.
Yeah, definitely. So yes, thank you. So you got your answer. Of course, these are all like related to Krishna consciousness. And of course, like no, sometimes as within the same person, the supremacy of different modes is there that made them act like in such a way. So definitely it is actually conducive for the Krishna consciousness.
Unknowingly.
Yeah, unknowing. So this person, he said, like, I think it is important for you. That's why I came and gave it to you. That's what he said. Actually, he doesn't even know that I traveled in the auto because it was dark, early morning. So he knows somebody came. So then he asked me, somebody came in the morning. That's why I'm giving. Okay, like I was so happy to get back my beats. Should be more careful. Okay, text number 7. Actually, so yes, today we had to do our group work. So who is going to help me in the group work? 3 group.
Yes, Mother. Mother, we devotees have already made the groups. They have
Okay,
already
very nice.
prepared for, yeah, they have already prepared for it.
Wow.
So,
Okay. Wonderful.
yeah, yes. So, devotees can write in the chat box if they still need time to prepare for
Yeah.
it,
Yes.
or we can directly go for the
Group exercise.
yes. Please write in chat.
If you want 5 minutes.
Need time. Need some time. Okay. Mother, how much time should?
We have now, wait, 7:30. 7:30, is it okay? 10 minutes?
10 minutes, 7:30.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
So
you.
10 minutes you can set. Thank you, Rukmini Hari Sevini. Yes, Nishta Sharma.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Mataji, may you once again do tell us about the activity, as in we have to go through these shlokas and the purport and have to find out the examples as in from different moods, right?
Actually, you can, bringing up, thank you for bringing up this point. What I will do is 7:30. In fact, we could do something. We can just go through the shloka and translation quickly, 5 minutes. Then you can take another 10 minutes. What I want to do is, what is charity in ignorance? What are the food in mode of ignorance? So you can just give bullet points on each thing in mode of ignorance. That is for one group. For the next group, it is in passion. Some important points, if it is there, you can bring it up in from the purport. That's it. Some bullet points you can prepare. And then mode of goodness. So is it clear, Nishta?
Yes, Mataji, charity, austerity, and faith.
Yeah,
in three modes,
sacrifice.
right?
Sacrifice food in 3 modes.
Sacrifice and Mataji.
Sacrifice in 3 modes.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Yes, Pandit Galadhar
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. So Mataji, we need to read till slok number 28, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji.
We will, can we just read the shloka alone quickly?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, any translation you will be reading at your, in a group work, okay? Just we'll cover the shloka alone, just find this quickly. First, text number 7, Krishna is going to speak about the food in 3 modes. Just he's introducing. That food also is divided into 3 modes. Aharastvapi sarvasya trividho bhavati priyah yajnastapastatha dhanam tesham bhedam imam shruno. Text 8. Ayu sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rasya snigdha stira krudya ahara satvika priyaha katvamala lavanatyushna tikshna ruksha vidahinah ahara rajasasyeshta dukkha shokamaya pradaha yat yatayamam gatarasam voti paryushitam chayat uchishtam api chamedhyam bhojanam tamasapriyam. You have to, all the 3 groups, please make a note of text number 10. In text number 10, Prabhupada is speaking many things in the purport regarding the food. So please make a note of it. All the 3 groups, please read this verse. Then text number 11, Yajna, sacrifice in 3 modes. Apala kankshibhir yajno vididishto yajyate yashtavyam eveti manah samadhaya sa satvikaha. Text number 12, sacrifice in mode of passion. Abhisandhaya tu phalam dambhartam api chaiva yat ijyate bharata shreshta tam yajnam vidhi rajasam. Vidhihinam asrishtanam mantrahinam madakshinam shraddha virahitam yajnam tamasam parichakshate. So now sacrifice is completed. Devadvija guru prajna pujanam shauchamarjavam brahmacharyam ahimsa cha shariram tapa uchyate. So this is austerity of body. So the first group, even though this is in mode of goodness, but whoever is the first group mode of ignorance, you can take this verse. Even if you take this verse, okay, please make a note of it. Then text number 15, mode of passion. Text number 16, mode of goodness. Since austerity, Krishna is speaking in 3 topics. Since it is 3, even though it is in mode of goodness, but I just wanted to divide equally. So austerity of body, austerity of speech, austerity of mind. So 3 topics. So three group will have 3 shlokas. Okay, we finished the shloka. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate. Mana prasada saumyatvam maunam atma vinigrahah bhava samshuddhiritetat tapo manasam uchyate. Okay, next, austerity in 3 modes. Text number 17. Shraddhaya paraya taptam tapastatrividam naraihi aphala kankshibir yuktai satvikam parichakshate. Text 18. Satkaramana pujartham tapo dhambena chaiva yat kriyate tadiha proktam rajasam chalamadhruvam. Penance in mode of passion. Next, penance in mode of ignorance. Mudagrahenatmano yat pidaya kriyate tapaha parasyotsadaanartham va tattamasamudahritam. Next, charity in 3 modes. दातव्यम् इति यद्दानं दीयते अनुपकारिणे देशकाले च पात्रे च तद्दानं सात्विकं स्मृतम्. Next 21. यत्तु प्रत्युपकारार्थं फलम् उद्दिश्य वा पुनः दीयते परिक्लिष्टं तद्दानं राजसंस्मृतं. Charity in mode of passion, charity in mode of ignorance. अदेशकाले यद्दानम् अपात्रेभ्यश्च दीयते असत्कृतम् अवज्ञातं तत्तामसम् उदाहृतम्. Okay, that's it. Next is a different thought. I mean, Krishna is going to speak. All these activities should be aimed at Om Tat Sat. We will discuss it once you are done the group work. 23, 24, and 25, 26, 27. That's it. 28. Then the last verse. We'll be discussing after your group work, because it's Krishna is going to speak about Om Tat Sat. We will discuss what is Om, what is Tat, and what is Sat. Om Tat Sat. And everything, all sacrifice, penance, charity should be aimed towards Om Tat Sat. That is what Krishna is going to speak. Okay, so you can take 10 minutes from now. So it's 7:30 now, 7:40 we will come together. We will see the important points. So yes, over to Rukmini Harisevini for the group work.
Devotees are kindly requested to please join the groups. Room number 1 is for mode of goodness. Second is for passion. Third for ignorance.
I think Jyoti and Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu, they have to join the group.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jyoti, you haven't joined?
Yes, Mataji, I have not been allotted to any group. I mean, in that, I don't know. I'll message Mataji.
Yeah, please message her. I think in room number 1, only one person is there. Probably we should go there. Room number 1, nobody is there. Speak to Rukmini Harisevani and join that group because in room number 1, only Vaibhavi is there.
Yes, Mataji, I'm messaging her.
Yeah. Message her.
Messaged her, Mataji. I messaged her. She didn't reply.
Okay.
I'll message to
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Rukmini Harisevani, this Jyoti is unable to join any of the group.
Mataji, can you please
I
tell
think
me, would you like to join 1, 2, or 3? Mode of goodness, passion of free goddess?
Mataji, actually, I was allotted role, group number 3.
Okay, I do so.
I see this Rukmini in group 1, only Vaibhavi is there. Can you check?
Yes.
Only she is alone there in room 1. Room 2, we have 3. In room 3, we have 5. So
They choose
please
like
send Jyoti to room number 1.
um, Mother Jyoti has chosen actually room number 3, mode of ignorance. So she already has prepared for it. So Prabhu, Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu has already joined room number 1.
I think Rukmini Harisevani in room number 1, nobody is there with Vaibhavi.
No, Mother, actually I joined the group and I asked
Okay.
if Gadadhar Prabhu has a network issue.
Oh,
again,
okay.
So they are 2, so they will do. And I asked the Jyoti, so she's saying that Mataji, I already prepared for mode of ignorance. So I
Oh,
don't.
okay. No problem. Thank you. Thank you. So, yes. You will be celebrating Janmashtami where? Delhi,
Mother,
Vrindavan.
today only, I just came to Vrindavan. I was in Delhi.
Okay.
Just after the program, I had to go to Delhi because there was a Rakhi.
Okay.
One brother was here, my brahmachari brother was here, but the younger brother was in Delhi, so I went there. Today I have come.
Okay.
So
Okay.
by blessings, I will be able to have Janmashtami here.
You will be in
Vrindavan.
Vrindavan. Okay, very nice. Mm.
I beg forgiveness because of traveling and so on. I wasn't able to attend the sessions nicely.
Hey, no, you already completed. No, you are already Bhakti Vaibhav, right?
No, but I wanted to, but please forgive me. I really wanted to learn nicely, but somehow here and there, Delhi traveling, going, just for 3, 4 days I'm there. So there's so many things were there. So
No issues. You already had done it. No problem. Mm. So this, I forgot to tell you. See, I have not switched on my video. So you will go by car, right, from Delhi to Vrindavan?
yes, mother, not always, but when my health is not good, nowadays my health has gone very down. So
Okay.
I have to I visited 2, 3 doctors there.
Okay.
One like this. So the thing when things are like this, so I travel by car.
Car.
Otherwise, I go by bus and I very easily come by train.
Oh,
So I know all 3 ways.
okay.
So sometimes
Okay.
this
Good.
time I go by car only
Mhm.
and came back. Brother also, because brother was also here, so we together went by cab.
Unassigned participants. Who are the unassigned participants?
Only
Okay,
one.
so it's me, Mataji. Somehow my network is not getting through. But we had a
Okay.
discussion in afternoon what we need to say and how we need to proceed for this activity.
Okay. 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 Good. Thank you. You are from which place, Prabhu?
Mataji, I am from Delhi, Dwarka. I am associated with ISKCON Dwarka.
Okay. Okay.
Mother, it's 7:40, so shall I close the rooms or should I ask devotees? So from group 1, here is Panditana Prabhuji and Vaibhavi
Yes, ma'am.
Mataji. So who would be the spokesperson?
Mataji, I'll be the spokesperson for today. Can we get started, or we need to wait for Divya, Lila, Mataji?
Of course, Mataji.
Yes.
Who will be the spokesperson from room number 2, from group 2?
Me, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Priya Mataji. And from room number 3, who will speak?
Mataji, from group number 3, there are multiple speakers. We have divided the topics, as in topic-wise there is a speaker.
Okay. So who would start first, Mataji? Please tell me the sequence. Nishta Mataji.
I will, Mataji was not able to hear you.
Mataji, who would speak? From room number 3, who would speak first?
Mataji, first I'll go, and then after the other person will catch up from there.
Who is another person? Three devotees are there, right?
Mataji, with us, we had 7 devotees.
No, I can see
Sorry, 6 devotees. Food, first I will be
5
speaking.
only. Daya Mataji, Riya Mataji, Jyoti Maji, Krishna Kanai Prabhu, you and Tulsi. 5.
Mataji, 5.
5. Okay. So after you, who would speak, Mataji?
Mataji, then Tulsi Mataji will be there for taking sacrifice.
Okay.
After that, austerity, it is with Krishna Kanai Prabhuji.
Krishna.
And then Jyoti Mataji will also be helping him in between where needed.
Okay.
After that, charity will be taken by Daya Mataji.
Fine, Mataji. All 5 people will speak. Okay.
Hare Krishna. So sorry, doing something. Okay. Yes, is everyone ready?
Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, Mataji. So Hare Krishna. So ours is the mode of goodness. So the topic that we have is categorized into 4. The one is food. So I'll start with food. So whosoever is taking food is it has few qualities inbuilt. First, it should increase the duration of life. Second, it should purify the body, and third one, it should give strength. So in the mode of goodness, what it do? The food, whatever is in the mode of goodness, it increases the duration of life. It purifies one's existence, and it gives happiness, health, satisfaction, and strength. And Srila Prabhupada has further categorized what all food falls under the mode of goodness. It should be juicy. It should be fatty. When Prabhupada mentions about fatty food, so he's not mentioning about the animal fat, but it should be phosphatic in nature. And he refers to sugar, rice, wheat, vegetables. Plus, he said that baked corn and molasses, when mixed with milk, so it can also be converted into the mode of goodness. So this is for the food in mode of goodness. The next one is sacrifices. So here Krishna mentions that whosoever is performing sacrifices in the mode of goodness, it should be performed according to the Shastras only, and it should be duty bound. And next, Krishna mentioned that one should, whosoever is performing sacrifices in the mode of goodness should not desire any reward in return. So Srila Prabhupada explicitly mentioned here that one should simply go to the temple and offer respects to the deities. Then one should be considered in the mode of goodness. When we talk about austerities, so as you stated that austerity of body, mind and speech, so I'll cover up the body first. So here Krishna mentions that austerity of body is to give respect to the Lord, to give respect to the spiritual master, to give respect to superiors, considering parents, and to all the Vaishnavas. Austerity of body is also comprising of cleanliness externally, taking bath regularly, and wearing neat and clean clothes and everything. Then austerity of speech, and sorry, austerity of body is
Austerity of
also
speech
no.
for the, yeah.
Yes,
For the
austerity of
next
body is
group.
also okay. Austerity of body is also no illicit sex in the
Hmm.
mode of goodness.
Yeah. So four things
Okay.
Krishna mentions in austerity of body, cleanliness,
Yes, cleanliness.
simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence.
Yes, Mataji.
Cleanliness we discussed already in many times. External cleanliness, internal cleanliness.
And yes,
Simplicity
Mataji.
also we have dealt. We have to be straightforward in our dealings. Celibacy is even a grahastha can be a celibate, means begetting children, begetting Krishna conscious children, and living with only one wife. There's a saying, ek nari brahmachari. With a man who is having one wife, it's also considered a brahmachari. Ek nari brahmachari. Non-violence we discussed, right? Many times we discuss non-violence. Is this the fourth time Krishna speaks about non-violence?
And for
Yes.
austerity of speech and mind, do I need to say in mode of goodness?
Even though it's mode of goodness, I gave it to the other group. So
Okay, fine,
hopefully,
fine,
I think
fine.
that the other group have prepared.
And then
Yes.
then charity. Here Krishna said that the charity should be done only in the mode of goodness, and no expectation in return when one is giving charity. Charity should be done at a proper time, at a proper place, and to a worthy person. And those persons, it should be Krishna conscious person should be there.
Yeah. Just give me 1 minute. I have some emergency call. Just yes, Hare Krishna. Sorry. Over to you, Prabhuji, please.
No problem,
My
Mataji.
apologies.
So
Yes.
Mataji, we were talking about charity. So charity is no expectation in return. One should give charity and at a proper place and the proper time. And Srila Prabhupada also mentioned that if we'll give charity to the poor out of compassion, and you also stated that such charity will be in the mode of ignorance only. So and the poor man is not worthy of it, so it will not help him and us for spiritual advancement. So we should not give charity to such people as well.
Okay.
So this is all. Mataji.
Penance, Prabhu. Okay. Sorry. Yes, you have done. Penance only. This is proper. I mean, Krishna says austerity, three: austerity of body, austerity of
Yes, Mataji.
mind,
Yes.
austerity of speech. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Okay. The next group, please. So when we do charity, we will be careful. Charity also includes donating our organs. We should be, oh wow, someone is making made a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, finally. Yeah, so when we act donating organs also, we should be careful to whom we are actually donating. If you're actually giving our organs to some person who is not worthy of, then what is the result? What is the result? What is the result? Yes, Rukmini Hari Sevini, yes.
Mother, will it be like accumulating karmas?
Yeah, accumulating karma. We will be up because we don't know how this person is going to utilize the organ. If he actually, okay, someone is donating eye, okay, to a sinful person. Whatever he does with that, that karma comes to the person, whoever have donated. So we should be very careful. That is why Krishna is speaking about charity in 3 modes. Should be what, and one more thing, if that person has to suffer, like no, if this person has to suffer by being blind, okay, like let's say 5 years, I'm just putting an example. 5 years he has to go through that suffering. Then I am intervening in the karma by donating my organ. That doesn't mean that he's escaping from that 5 years of suffering. In his next life, he has to suffer for that. If in this life he is not suffering for that, in the next life he will definitely have to suffer. So that is why Krishna is speaking about charity in 3 modes. We will see in the conclusion to whom everything have to be done. This austerity, charity, sacrifice, all the 3 have to be directed towards, of course, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We'll discuss it. Yes, Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu.
And yes, Mataji, sorry, I forgot to mention about in food. Srila Prabhupada also mentioned that the best food is the Krishna Prasad. So it is in transcendental in nature, and one should always honor that Prasad.
Okay, yeah.
And
Thank you.
Srila Prabhupada very beautifully mentioned that. I'll read the line.
Yeah,
Mataji.
please.
Therefore, to make food antiseptic, eatable, and palatable for all persons, one should offer food to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Prabhupada explicitly mentioned the word antiseptic.
Yeah.
So I really like this
Prashadam
word.
is antiseptic.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhupada explains, one more in 3rd chapter, 3.12, I think. 3.12 or 14, I don't remember. But in 3rd chapter, definitely, yes. He says the Prashadam is like an vaccination. When there is an epidemic disease, recently we had an epidemic disease, we all got COVID, co-vaccine, that and this. So in order to prevent, right? So same way Prabhupada is saying, in order to prevent ourselves from further intricacies into the material life, this Prashadam is acting as a vaccination. Thank you. Thank you for bringing this, Prabhu. Very important for us that we consume only Prashadam. Okay, thank you. Yes, we're waiting for the PowerPoint.
Krishna Priya Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. So, as we know, different situations in the mode of material nature, there are differences in the manner of eating and performing sacrifices, austerities, and charities. So, first of all, we will discuss food. The purpose of food is to increase the duration of life, purify the mind, and it also helps in building the strength. So, food in the mode of passion also, like 3 modes are just like a rope entangled with each other. So the foods in the, as mentioned in verse 17.9, too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning. So these are the foods which are in the mode of passion. What happens when we eat such foods? It has adverse effects. While eating, we face some distress. And after eating, there is a misery. What happens there is a reduction in the mucus in the stomach. So when we eat this food, we continue eating 1 day, 2 day, or maybe months or years, slowly and slowly, it has a long-term effect and it leads to a disease. So as in one of the purports, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has said all these things. So I haven't mentioned his name here, but he has only said that these such kind of foods should be avoided, because since food, we only, as a devotees, we only take remnants of food, and after offering to the Supreme Lord or saint or any Vaishnava, so such food stuff should be avoided. Sacrifice in the mode of passion, as given in verse 17.12, that is yagya or rituals that are performed for the elevation of to the heavenly kingdom. So they have a desire to reach to heavenly kingdom, or for some material benefit in the worldly plane, and for the sake of pride. Then third, as you have given austerity just now, so I have just added it here. Austerity of speech. Speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, not agitating to others. So these are recommended in the purport, and also quote from scriptural authority. While speaking, we should also always have a pramana. And penance and austerity in the mode of passion, as mentioned in 17.18, it is performed out of pride or to attract more and more people for gaining respect or receiving honor or something out of the way and getting worship from others. So also it is mentioned in the purport that some people like to get their feet washed away and some arati or some other money to be donated to them. So these all come under the austerity in the mode of passion. So results of such austerity, what happens? They are all temporary. They are not stable. They can be continued for some time, but they are never permanent. They are not permanent. Charity in the mode of passion, as mentioned in 17.2 verse, performed with the expectation of something in return. And also, just like in the mode of austerity, there is a desire to elevate to heavenly kingdom, and also desire for the fruitive results. Also, in the same time, there is a grudging mood that I'm going to discuss sometime later, and there is some obligation by some superior or some other organization. So the example in the purport, Srila Prabhupada has given us the charitable foundations. So what happens after this charity in the mode of passion is done? The person gets worrisome, or he repents because he has spent so much huge money, or there is so much expenditure. So in conclusion, such charities should not be recommended. They are not recommended in the Vedic scriptures. So I conclude here.
Thank you. So regarding charity in mode of passion, if at least they're not contributing for Krishna consciousness, like they're contributing for something, right? That they feel satisfaction. People many times, I'm just bringing up the point. But I remember one time we were collecting, we were just going on fundraising for a construction of one of our ISKCON temple. So we went to different places. We went to a teacher's house. Somehow I came to know that she's a teacher. And so when we asked for this some Lakshmi for the temple construction, the reply I got was, people think that no, temple construction is like a waste. And she said that what will I get by contributing for the construction of a temple? If it is our education for some children, for poor children, I'm ready to give, because these poor children, at least they will actually come up in life so that they will be free from suffering. This is what she told. So this is what is the understanding people have. She said, like, what is the use by giving money for temple construction. So, like I was remembering this chapter only. Charity in 3 words, Krishna explains in chapter 70. So anyway, people have this, like what to do, lack of knowledge. So as per this, so what will help actually a person? What will help, like, which will help? This temporary benefits receiving through charity, like, or,
So charity in the mood of goodness will only help.
okay, so charity in mode of goodness, what's the example?
Like buying or getting people books, Krishna conscious books,
Okay.
Srila Prabhupada books,
Mhm.
then contributing to my temples.
Any temple,
And,
any
yeah,
ISKCON
any
temple,
temple, any ISKCON temple.
any Vishnu temple also for that matter. Krishna doesn't
And,
belong only to ISKCON movement.
Of course,
There's so many.
yeah, sponsoring certain food items or sponsoring clothes for the sannyasis.
Okay, yeah, okay, thank you, thank you. So yes, Daya and is it Vishaka?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, I once asked this question from like a temple, the Siksha Guru. So she explained so well. She said that if you are doing charity, if you are giving seva for mandir, like temple, then you are helping a person on a level of soul, which we actually are. And if your money is helping to go, to get out of this material thing, that is a permanent. And if you are helping someone, like you gave the example for the education of poor, so that is also material, na? So I have this so many confusion, but thanks to our Siksha Guru, she has cleared out this all. So like the charity which we give for the what we get liberation of the soul from this material world is a good best.
Yes. Krishna conscious is the highest spiritual welfare activity. Yes, is it Vishaka? Yes, Vishaka.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I wanted to add in that there was a quote about this ke jo hai na, we can give food, we can give education, we can give books, we can give anything, but we cannot relieve them from the misery of birth and death. We can only relieve them from the misery of birth and death by giving them the name of Krishna. That is the holy name of Krishna.
Yes, sir. Krishna conscious is the highest welfare activity. All others are temporary for the body. What is the example Prabhupada gives? Second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. For the temporary relief, temporary help, which is aiming at body. Famous sentence of Prabhupada. Yes, Rukmini.
Clothes. I
Yeah.
always forget.
Saving
taking
the
care of-
dress of a drowning man. Yes, Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu.
No, Mataji, that one was covered.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, thank you. So regarding this, Prabhupada also says a small, as a conversation, somebody asked a big person, he asked Prabhupada that why we have to spend so much of marble for the temple. Marble is very expensive. Why we have to lay marble in the temple? Instead of that, we can utilize that money and help poor people. So that was his idea. So then Prabhupada said, he told him a story. So he said, a boy got himself lost in a fair. He went to a fair with his parents, but lost himself in the fair. Then some people gave him clothes, gave him medicine, gave him food, gave money for his education. But finally, one person found out the address of the boy, then hand over the boy to the parents. So of course, all others are. So which help you you think that it's the best help? Yes, Pandit Prabhu.
The one who hands over the boy to his parents.
His parents. So that is what in International Society for Krishna Conscious we are doing. That's what Prabhupada said. that everyone is anatha, literally speaking, though they have parents, without the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we are making them sanata. We are finding their father, we know their father, we know their address, and we are handing over them and the children to the father. So though others are like, yes, okay, temporary help related to body, but then it's a saving the dress of a drowning. Of course, prasadam distribution we are doing. Yes, during COVID time, we have done so much of prasadam distribution, especially I know in Delhi and Mayapur. We have distributed so much of cooked food, prasadam, and also we provided prasadam for stranding devotees for 3 months until everything opened up. Until then, they were all in Gada Bhavan. They were actually given, provided prasadam. So in Delhi also. During this tsunami, which was really hit bad in 2004, I remember, in South especially. So that time people are asking what ISKCON is doing. So we were actually distributing prasadam for those who are affected. So Krishna prasadam we are distributing. We are not distributing just food. We were just distributing Krishna prasadam. Just now we heard it's an antiseptic vaccination. So this we should remember, that sometimes people ask what ISKCON is doing, what social. In fact, we are doing the highest social welfare activity, right? By knowing that our relationship with the Supreme Lord and us, and we are temporarily suffering due to our past, so many things, cycle of karma, yes, everything, knowing the knowledge of the scriptures, bringing people into mode of goodness, tamasoma jyotir gamaya, from darkness coming to light, right? So, yes. So Jyoti, that was my question to my Siksha Guru. How can I help people who are suffering? Yesterday we were discussing, right? What was my question to my Siksha Guru?
Yes.
That was my question. Yes, Vaibhavi.
Mataji, I just wanted to share that even I had this question when I joined, that how can we help others? So during those 3 months of COVID, those difficult 3 months, I was also the one who was being held by ISKCON with the food facility. My PG was being held by ISKCON food facility, and after the lockdown was open, lot of girls bought Bhagavad Gita, and nowadays those girls are reading it, and they are also going to ISKCON, and even some of them, just after eating the prasadam, they felt so ecstatic that they quit eating non-veg.
Very good.
So that was the live example, that was the live effect I saw of the prasadam.
Thank you for sharing. Yes, Pandit Gatalpo, you raised your hand for something, wanted to add something?
No, Mat.
Okay, yes.
I was just clapping.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Okay, next group.
Nishta Mataji.
Hi, Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I want to share my screen.
Yes, please. Continue, go ahead.
Very good, Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, it was prepared a little in a hasty manner, as in
Okay.
just now in the class itself.
Okay, no problem. Something interesting to read. Feast for the eyes and mind.
So the topic which I am taking from the ignorance is food that is being prepared in the mood of ignorance. Now, when we talk about food in the mood of ignorance, these are the character sketch of that food. Food which is prepared more than 3 hours. Second, it is tasteless, it is decomposed, and then it involves remnants and untouchable things. This is what it is, the food which is prepared in mode of ignorance. Now, the food which is prepared like this, it usually leads to infection and disease. These mentioning is being taken from the translation, and the rest, the leads to infection part, is being taken from the purport. Moving ahead, now again, purpose of food is also being stated. The main purpose of food is to increase duration of life. It is supposed to purify the mind and aid bodily strength. Now, there is a difference given between food we have in the mode of goodness and the mode of darkness. So when we talk about the food that we consume in the mode of goodness is purified in nature, whereas the food that we have in darkness, now Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu already had taken the examples of the food in goodness, therefore I'm not repeating the same. When we talk about the food prepared in darkness, it generally contains untouchable things like meat and liquor. Now moving ahead, uh, I wanted to come to this thing. When we talk about food of ignorance, we specifically put emphasis on meat eating, and then people counterattack that you also consume fatty food. Now, if we talk about fatty food, as mentioned in text 8, it states this thing, it has no connection with obtaining animal fat by slaughter. Whatever we have to take out in terms of the fatty food, we take and obtain it from milk. And for that, from milk, we get ghee and then cheese and butter. Buttermilk. Furthermore, we don't have to slaughter animals for that. We don't have to slaughter animal for this food. Whereas when we talk about darkness, it the people in this have brute mentality. Therefore, it leads to killing of animals. Moving ahead, if we talk about the character sketch of food prepared in the mode of ignorance, it is not fresh, it has odor, and the person who's in the mode of goodness will not be able to eat this food. It is not consumable for them. Now, in the beginning, when we talk about the translation of the text directly, it stated that we are not supposed to have the remnants. But in the purport, it is being explained that if the remnant is there by the spiritual lord or the spiritual master, if it is being offered to them, right, or if it is being eaten by a saintly person first, then it can be considered, and that remnant we can consume. Whereas the remnant of the people who are in darkness has none of these qualities mentioned. And these things generally lead up to infection and diseases, as mentioned earlier. Now, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has very beautifully stated that he accepts preparation of vegetable flour milk when it is being offered with love and devotion. Basically, love and devotion is the main element. And then it is stated, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. If it is being offered to Krishna with love and devotion, he will accept it. Now, again, when we discussed about in the beginning of translation itself, the food should not be as it prepared more than 3 hours, right, before consuming. But if it is offered or if it is already given to Krishna or the Supreme Personality of Lordhead, then we can surely consume it. And as Pandit Gadadhar Prabhuji mentioned in his example, that this food acts as like non-infectious thing that we can have. That's all, Mataji. This is under food in ignorance.
Just one point I wanted to add. So Prabhupada mentions remnants generally should not be taken from others. Remnants should be from saintly people, spiritual, Supreme Lord, the spiritual master, his permission. Even within friends, devotee friends, right? They should not take other people's remnants. Children, for mothers, until 5 years, because child, it is common, oh, like the child has wasted, so why to waste prashadam? Like mother's mentality. Until 5 years, it's fine, no karma transfer. But after 5, mother or anyone should not take the remnants from the plate. That's how karma gets transferred. So please make a note of it. We should not do this. Husband and wife eating the remnants is fine because their karma is already intertwined. I mean, a wife eating the remnants of a husband, and I'm just saying an example. Right? That karma is anyway intertwined. Okay, but I'm talking about general people. Oh, like devotee friends. Oh, this is like my friend I'm taking. So these and all should be avoided. Even with children until 5. But after 5, no, the child should be taught that he or she should not waste prashadam. Give little, let them finish. So that training should be given. Yes, we have 3 hands. Yes, Pandit Prabhu.
So Mataji, what about when the child is in toddler state of less than 5 years? So can we make him eat from our own plates?
Yeah, if the child is eating, make the child eat from the own plate. his own plate
No,
or her
from
own.
from from a from
From our plate, it's okay. See, the child will be like, no, like generally the child sometimes may not eat, but if the child sees someone eating, maybe it has a tendency to eat.
yes,
But
Mataji.
like Juta, like still be like, no, like be careful and like
Okay.
what we are giving. Like
Okay.
make a portion if the child is interested in that. Like in the plate itself, we can make a small portion, and from that you can give it to the. Otherwise, our karma should not transfer to the child.
Okay, ma'am.
Make a small portion. You know, if you know that child will come and consume, just a small
Ji.
portion, and it may not going to eat the whole thing. Just like one or two. That's it. I don't think that they will have the whole
Yes,
whatever.
yes, Mataji. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Jyoti.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I had two questions. First question was like, can devotees, like if they are eating in the same plate, like can they share in the, like not husband and wife, like if like any I have not shared, but just if devotees they can eat from the same plate.
No, that's what I said. No.
No. And like, is it applicable to water also?
Water should be drunk from up. If you sip, see that these are all Brahmanical qualities. Like no, you drink, you if you don't sip and drink, then obviously the other people can, because already you have contaminated the glass,
Yeah.
right? By putting your mouth on it. So definitely we cannot give the same glass to others. So if it is drunk from up, it's fine.
Then it's fine.
Otherwise, we should not. That's a standard for cleanliness. I know, like many people, like many people from Brahminical background, I know they maintain a separate plate for them. Wherever they go, they use their own plate. They won't take plate from, like, no, just they. I mean, we know there are so many plates. We can. I mean, even though it is washed and kept, but still they maintain their own plate. So with water, if it is drunk from up, it's fine. But we cannot give a contaminated glass. Okay, when if you said, then rinse properly and then you can give for the next person. We should have, these are all like Brahmanical qualities.
Yeah.
Cleanliness. Yes, I saw somebody else. I think Vishaka. Yes. Vishaka vanished. Where is
Yes,
she?
Mataji. I raised the hand. I had the same question, like sharing the food and eating the remnants, both are the same thing or the different thing? Like sometimes कभी घर में पानी नहीं होता तो एक ही प्लेट में खाना पड़ता है, तो वो ऐसा नहीं करना
Okay.
चाहिए.
अच्छा, एक ही प्लेट में खाना पड़ता है तो डिवाइड करना है.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
Divide करना. See, I mean, if it is a situation, I'm just saying it's not like purposely we एक ही प्लेट में नहीं खाते हैं ना. Like, okay, if there is no plate, if there is some, you are in a situation that, okay, you are traveling somewhere, you have only one plate, there was no way, then like you make a partition karna. You made a partition, you eat from this side, eat, the other person can eat from the other side of the plate. Yeah.
Okay,
So
thank you,
that is-
Mataji.
So that you're not mixing, the juta is not getting mixed. Right? That's why I said like husband and wife is okay. Anyway, their karma is anyway intertwined. So that's okay.
Mother, can you please explain this point? What is this? Their karma is what?
See, because of the karmic bond only they have come together, right? Now, on the day of marriage, what we are actually tying the karmic bond tightly, the priest, right?
Yes, Mataji.
So by Krishna consciousness, one has to cut that karmic bond. So anyway, their karma is, so that's, they're not going to get additional karma. So their karma, due to their karma, they have come together.
Mataji, okay. Since we are talking about karma, so is it because there is a saying that half of the karmas will go to wife if husband performs devotional service. So is it true?
Yeah, that's Prabhupada says. I'm not saying, Prabhupada says. But it's not vice versa. So, no, probably not targeting you. I'm just saying the husband should be like, No, as we discussed, men have higher responsibility. Like we discussed that men have to protect society. I mean, these people have to be protected. Means who is going to give the protection? Obviously, men have to give protection. Like women, diseased, cow, elderly people, right? Brahmanas. That's what first canto Bhagavatam says. These 5 categories have to be protected. So who is going to give protection? Men have to give protection. So again, we should not get disturbed because nobody is permanently in man body. Nobody is permanently in a woman body. Ultimately, according to our karma, past karma, we have received a man body or a women body, male body or a female body. It doesn't matter within human, as long as we perform Krishna conscious and get liberated from this bodily concept only. That is what we should aim for. Otherwise, just fighting for all these things. It's already because of our rebellion only we are here. And after coming here, we are doing even some more rebellion and actually creating more complications, intricacies of karma. No need. Let us endeavor for that purposeful end. That is what Narada Muni says. Having got human form of life, you endeavor for that purposeful end, which is not available in the 14 planetary system. So we should endeavor for Krishna consciousness. That is what Narada Muni says. Yes, Vaibhavi.
Mataji, as Prabhuji asked a question that even I have been hearing this from childhood, from my parents, from my relatives, that whatever men do, sacrifices, austerities, women get a part of that, and whatever women do, men doesn't get a part of that. Okay, so I have a question that in India, in most of the states, women do this Karwa Chauth. So what is does it actually impact?
For the you see the moon, right? You're going to see the moon, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just I'll tell you something.
Kinda.
Recently one Mataji came to me that no elders in the she's Krishna conscious, she initiated. So what to do? All this the confusion. So we said you offer the food to the Supreme Lord, then you offer it to moon, right? Because moon is a demigod. Let him accept prasadam. What's wrong in that? Okay. So then what we said, instead of looking at moon before, look at Krishna, then look at moon. Pray to the Supreme Lord for the protection of the husband. Anyway, you're going to protect, you're actually asking for the protection, right? Instead of going to the demigod, you go to the Supreme Lord.
Instead of looking at moon, the woman can look at Krishna.
See, at least elders will be happy, right? So that's what my point. See, elders are saying something. It should not be like, it should not disturb them that no, see, they know more thing. I mean, it should not be like that. At the same time, we should satisfy, it should be Krishna conscious. That is what we should see. Okay, no, we have become Krishna conscious. We will like those. So then, no, there is some negativity towards Krishna consciousness from their side. I'm talking about. Like maybe they become averse to Krishna. Or like even if you tell something also something Krishna conscious, they may not be liking. But if we satisfy them, it's right. So if you tell them something, they will start. So one Mataji was sharing that because I mean everything done in a Krishna conscious way. She said that her mother-in-law started observing Ekadashi. Right, that's good, right? That is what we want. We want to be compassionate to everyone when we are preaching. Why not we become compassionate to people at home? So that's for the well-being of the husband. It's okay.
So if a woman while performing this moon austerity, the woman can while drinking the water they can put tulsi and simply
offer the water, right? Put tulsi, whatever Krishna conscious way, everything offer to the Supreme Lord first.
So this is the right way. Like my mother has been doing since like 2 years this practice, that she offers it to Lord, put tulsi and everything, and then offer it to
That's it.
Chandrama.
Yeah,
So that's a correct way.
that's the right way. Offer to the demigods later. If you see, I don't know how many have been to Tirupati, Balaji, Tirumala, right?
And-
So there they used to do that. But first offered it to Lord Balaji, and then they bring the prasadam outside. There will be one person ringing the bell. There will be the other person will be actually cleaning the places where they are going to offer to the demigods. And then it will be offered to the demigods. That's the right way.
So keeping
Okay.
the Karwa Chauth is not the wrong idea, but
Do it in the
keeping
Krishna
it in
consciousness, at
Krishna
least knowing why I'm telling, because there may be elders in the home, like, so they may not get disturbed. Oh, why that? It is like everything, do it in the Krishna conscious way.
Yeah, like तुम्हारे Krishna conscious तो सब कुछ छुड़वा देते हैं.
Like, yeah, that's what. We should not like make an impression like that. So we are doing
Thank you.
better way, everything Krishna conscious.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So yes, yes, Nishta Sharma, please continue. Sorry, with food we have gone into several questions. Anyway, yes.
Mataji, the next will be taken by the other person of the group.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Other
please.
topic is taken by me.
Can I
So-
see your face now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, I have not switched on your video.
Yeah, Mataji, actually,
You
if
have
I
some issues.
turn off my video, so my voice can be broke.
Okay, no problem. Yes, continue.
Okay. So my topic is sacrifice in the mode of ignorance. Like we have already listened so many times that pleasing demigods is easy. You just have to do yagnas, like the sacrifices or anything. It's easy. But pleasing Krishna is not easy. So sacrifices in the mode of, if we do sacrifices in the mode of ignorance or to get something like uh, money or anything else, and we just spend that money not in Krishna consciousness but in other activities like uh, drinking alcohol or in other food stuff or anything else, it is not benefiting for the society. We are just doing sinful activities, not sacrifices. Okay, as we have also read chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita, I don't remember the specific verse. In that we have learned that pleasing demigods and doing yagnas are okay. Oh, sorry, not in chapter 9, chapter 6. But if we do not distribute prasadam, okay, we do not distribute prasadam, or we do not do sacrifices without the direction of scriptures, that yagna is not accepted. Okay, like chapter 6 is also considered in the that uh, we have to give our fruits, last fruits, which we get after sacrifices to Krishna. But people do not give the fruits to Krishna, they just accept it their own, and they just said that this is mine, this is what I got from that, this is what I got from that sacrifices. So from my side, it is mentioned in text 13 that sacrifice without the directions of scripture, without distribution of prasadam, it is not accepted. That's it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what else is remaining in your group?
Now, Mataji, we'll move to austerity, which will be taken by Krishna Kanai Prabhuji.
Okay. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Janmat Pranam. Mataji, as Prabhuji and Mataji have already mentioned, austerity it consists of three modes with the soul, mind, and body. So Mataji, first I will discuss about the body. Austerity,
Body
which
is already
consists of
discussed. Speech is already discussed. You have to discuss about austerity for the austerity of the mind.
the mind. Okay, Mataji. Austerity in which it consists of an unsatisfied mind, which is unpurified, which has no self-control whatsoever, and which is restless and always thinks about demonic things, materialistic things, and thinks about hurting others, that kind of a mind while performing austerity is part of mode of ignorance. And generally speaking, austerity performed out of foolishness and as a way of self-torture or to injure or hurt others as a way of doing that is also a part of mode of ignorance.
Okay. So very some important sentence in the purport, just what I'd like to read from 17.16 quickly. To make the mind austere is to detach it from sense gratification. And the mind should be trained that it can be always thinking of doing good for others. The best training for the mind is gravity in thought. One should not deviate from Krishna consciousness and must always avoid sense gratification. Satisfaction of the mind can be obtained only by taking the mind away from thoughts of sense enjoyment. These are some important things. Mind should be devoid of duplicity, that we always think of Krishna consciousness. Gravity in thought, that's also very important. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So anything else is left in your group?
Yes,
Charity?
Mataji. Charity.
Yes. Yes, Daya.
Charity in mode of ignorance. In text 22, it is said that charity performed at an impure place, at an improper time, to unworthy person, or without proper attention and respect, is said to be in a mode of goodness. So basically here Krishna is saying that
It's mode of ignorance.
yes, mode of ignorance. Charity which we perform without having attention that whom we are going to give charity. That is important to see that the person whom we are giving charity is worthy of it or not. And the place, like if we are giving charity for the place of like here we can see that place point in a two way. At particular place where we are going to give, and for particular place, like we said, if we are giving charity for temple construction, that is in a mode of goodness. But if we are giving charity for construction of a bar or anything which is like something so that is come under the mode of ignorance. And secondly, the time, improper time. Mataji, I haven't get that what kind of time, like if we are giving seva at any time, what is the improper time for the, I haven't got that. So
Kaldesh Patra. Like, it's okay, just to tell you, like there are some charity have to be offered on a full moon day, new moon day, like that all is there. So that it is called as time. So you are giving charity to a wrong person and you're doing it on a not a proper day. That's an improper time.
Mataji, that like tithi something, these things
Yeah,
are
something that's what I said. New moon, full moon. There are some recommendations for it. Of course, Krishna conscious for Krishna conscious purpose, that doesn't matter because we know whom we are doing. Kal, Desh, Patra, right? Time, place, and circumstance, whom we are giving. So it doesn't matter. It is because when we are giving for Krishna conscious purpose, it's transcendental. It's beyond. Krishna conscious is beyond. But when you're giving it as a charity, it should be performed at a proper time.
okay. So the last thing, which is like if we are giving charity to someone, we should have respect for that. If we are giving charity and not having respect, that is considered under the mode of ignorance. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Krishna Priya, you had something, you wanted to add something?
Yes, Mataji, I just wanted to add, just we should not give money or charity on the Ekadashi. So here by time we mean that although we are helping somebody in Krishna consciousness, but we should not give donations on Ekadashi.
It's a general donation, but for Krishna conscious, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but for some other people,
For some other.
from other
Yes.
people who are not in Krishna consciousness, is not devotee. So we
Yes.
should.
Thank you. So next Krishna is going to conclude this section, whom all these charity, sacrifice, penance have to be performed. Yes, Nishta?
Krishna Mataji, Jyoti Mataji wanted to take on faith and conclude what we have given.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Yes, please go ahead, Jyoti.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So, how it is said that actually faith, like how we have already covered in the text 17.3, that faith actually it is supposed to be product of material goodness. But since we came into the material world and it became contaminated, so it is clearly said that if the heart is in the mode of darkness, illusion, his faith is also thus contaminated. So here we can see that faith in the mode of darkness is actually faithlessness, and people who worship some demigods like just to make money and then spend that money for recreation, ignoring the spiritual injunction, such ceremonial shows of religiosity are not accepted. These are in the mode of ignorance. And also means they this produce a demoniac mentality, and it is not at all beneficial to the human society. So this is one point, and one more point was regarding penance, like penance performed out of foolishness and with self torture or to destroy others or to injure others. So if in this mood, if somebody is doing penance, then it is said to be in the mode of ignorance. And for example which is given is like Hiranyakashipu, who performed austere penance to become immortal and kill the demigods. He prayed to Brahma, and ultimately he was killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is like to undergo penance for something which is impossible, is certainly in the mode of ignorance. So these 2 points was there, and actually I wanted to ask one question also. Like regarding Ekadashi, that charity we were telling, no, like like why it is like that, like reason behind that.
No, Ekadasi is meant for spiritual, only spiritual things to be done. When we say that, no, even we expend that whole time increasing the 9 process of devotional service. It's not that Ekadasi may like, we said like no bodily maintenance, less bodily maintenance that day. That's why we are not supposed to eat. If someone wants to have do full fasting. So whatever time you have got, you utilize in Krishna's service. Madhavatithi Bhakti Janani. Madhavatithi is Ekadashi. So the more we do devotional service on the day of Ekadashi, devotion increases. That is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. That's the reason.
Thank you.
So charity done for a Krishna conscious purpose on an Ekadashi day, it's also devotional service.
Yes.
But for what, as Mataji mentioned, on general charity should not be given on Ekadashi.
Actually, for devotees, general charity is not at all means like that. Also, it is.
General charity is not a recommend, but I'm just saying that's why we are discussing charity, the 3 types of charity.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move to text number 23. I'll share my screen. Start. Yes. Text number 23. Om Tat Sat iti nirdesho brahmanasтривида smritah brahmanastena vedascha yajñascha vihita pura. Please read the translation.
Translation: from the beginning of creation, the 3 words Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These 3 symbolic representations were used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme.
So Krishna is speaking about Om Tat Sat. So it indicates the Supreme Lord that are used by Brahmanas. We'll see what is that Om Tat Sat in the next coming verses. Yeah, please read. So the point here is charity, austerity, food, sacrifice, everything have to be done for the Supreme Lord, who is addressed as Om Tat Sat. Please continue.
It has been explained that penance, sacrifice, charity, foods are divided into 3 categories. The modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. But whether first class, second class, or third class, they are all conditioned, contaminated by the material modes of nature. When they are aimed at the Supreme Om Tat Sat, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Eternal, they became means for spiritual elevation.
So what Prabhupada mentions as first class, second class, or third class? What is first class?
mode of
Mode of
goodness.
goodness. Second class is passion. Third class is ignorance.
Ignorance.
So anyway, all are contaminated. So all these things have to be done for the Supreme Lord, who is addressed as Om Tat Sat. We will see what is Om. Of course, Om represents the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah. Please continue. Om iti etat brahmano nedishtam nama. Yeah. Please continue.
Indicates the first goal. Then Tattvam Asi
Chandogya Upanishad.
Upanishad 6.8.7 indicate the second goal, and Sad Eva Somya Chandogya Upanishad 6.2.1 indicate the third goal. Combined, they became Om Tat Sat. Formerly, when Brahma, the first created living entity, performed sacrifices, he indicated by these three words the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the same principle has always been followed by disciplined successions.
Please continue. So this hymn.
So this hymn has a great significance. Bhagavad Gita recommends, therefore, that any work done should be done for Om Tat Sat or for. When one performs penance, charity, and sacrifice with these three words, he is acting in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is a scientific execution of transcendental activities which enables one to return energy in acting in such a transcendental way.
So let us see this thing from Upanishad Prabhupada quotes, right? Om iti etat brahmano nedishtam nama indicates the first goal. The first goal is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Om. Om represents the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the first goal. Then Tattvam Asi. Tattvam Asi. The Tat is, I am that of the same nature. Who is that of the same nature?
Soul.
Krishna.
Yes, soul. The first goal, though, we have already said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Second goal is the Jiva, who is also of the same nature, qualitative same, quantitatively different. That is what Tat, I am that. Generally, the Mayavadis tend to misinterpret I am that means I am also the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not that. I am of that quality. I am of that nature. Sadeva Saumya. We take this word Sad, the third goal. That is, the Lord is eternal, Jiva is eternal, devotional service is eternal. Sevya, right? Seva, Sevaka. Seva is devotional service. Sevaka is the devotee who performs. Sevya is the Supreme Lord. All three are eternal. That is addressed through Sadeva Saumya from Chandogya Upanishad. So we take the first three letter Om Tat Sat. So this Om Tat Sat includes the Supreme Lord, the Spartan parcels Jiva, and devotional service. That is Om Tat Sat. So whatever sacrifice, austerity, charity we do should be aimed towards Om Tat Sat. So that is what Prabhupada is saying. So it has to be followed by disciplic succession. So this Om Tat Sat has great significance, and Prabhupada is saying the result of executing everything in Krishna consciousness. What will do? What is the result? It enables us to return home back to Godhead. There is no loss of energy in acting in such a transcendental way. Whatever we have done in Krishna consciousness, it is no loss. Okay. Now let us move to text number 24. Tasmat Om iti udahritya yajnadana tapakriyaha pravartante vidanokta satatam brahmavadina. Yes, please read.
Hare Krishna.
Translation. Therefore, transcendentalists undertaking performances of sacrifices, charity, and penance in accordance with the scriptural regulations begin always with Om to attain the supreme.
So Brahmavadis, the transcendentalists, the devotees, they do everything with spiritual regulation starts with Om. So Prabhupada quotes the famous from the mantra from Rig Veda. Anything, whatever we start with this mantra. That we are aiming at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayah Divaiva Chakshuratatam Tat Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagravagam Sasamindate Vishnuryat Paramam Padam. So we start with this. So that is what Krishna says, and Prabhupada is giving the reference from Rig Veda that we perform. We start with this, chanting this Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti. Yes, Pandit Prabhu, you had a question or you want to add something?
Yes, Mataji, I have a question from verse number 23.
Yes.
So, Mataji, I have personally seen that some of the organizations do follow this Om Tat Sat, right? So they do chant and do. So is it something authorized somewhere in terms of are those organizations authorized, or how about those, Mataji?
See, like this Om Tat Sat mantra is organized. The interpretation is what is the matter. That is why I said the Mayavadis tend to understand that Tat means I am that. I am that means I am of that same nature. I am not, that means I am not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the interpretation. So this is what our acharyas have explained to us. The right meaning. When it says Tattvamasi, I am Tattvamasi means even Mayavadis they interpret I am that means I am that Supreme God. So this mantra is there, but the way they interpret is not in a Vaishnava way. Yes, Prabhu, clear?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. The Mayavadi understanding mostly. Tattvamasi. तदित्यनभिसन्धाय फलं यज्ञतपक्रियाः दानक्रियाश्च विविधा क्रियन्ते मोक्षकाङ्क्षिभिः. Yes, please read.
Without desiring fruitive results, one should perform various kinds of sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word that. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from material entanglements.
So it should not be done for material gain. That's the point. So all these sacrifice, penance, charity should not be performed for material gain, should be performed for the spiritual elevation. With the word that, with the word tat, tat refers to whom? What we discussed, tat refers to? Tat refers to soul. Soul, what is the soul's position?
Servant of the Supreme.
Servant of Krishna. Subordinate to Krishna. Jivir Sarupo hoy Krishna Nikvitas. So with that position, keeping in that position in mind, we should perform all these things so that we will be free from material entanglement. That's why Krishna says, Moksha Kangshibihi. If that is performed in mode of ignorance or in passion, definitely we cannot expect Moksha Kangshibihi. There is no way to become liberated from this material world by performing all these things in mode of ignorance and passion. We will be in fact more entangled in this material world. So 26-27. Sadbhave sadhu bhave cha saditi etat prayujyate prashaste karmani tatha satchabda partha yujyate yajne tapasi dane cha sthiti saditi chochyate karma chaiva tadattiyam saditi evabhidhiyate. Please read.
Translation. The absolute truth is the objective of devotion service, and it is indicated by the word Sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat, as are all works of sacrifice, penance, and charity, which, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Person, O son of Pratha.
So the Lord is Sat. Who is the performer? The Jiva is Sat. Devotional service is Sat. So Om represents the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sat represents the Jiva. I am of that nature. I'm having the same quality of the Supreme Lord. I am not the Supreme Lord. That's the right understanding. That's the right Vaishnava understanding. So Sat, the Supreme Lord is eternal. Devotional service is eternal. The performer, the Jiva is eternal. So all are eternal. That is what again and again it is said, Sat, Sat, Sat. All works of sacrifice, charity, penance are all meant to please the Supreme Lord. This is what is Om Tat Sat. Please continue the highlighted part.
Acting in Krishna consciousness is called Sattva, and one who is fully conscious of the activities of Krishna consciousness is called a sadhu.
Sadhu. So again, I'm repeating Sat, Sevya, the Supreme Lord, eternal. Seva, devotional service, eternal. Sevaka, that is devotee, Jiva, is eternal. Everything indicated by the word Sat. So this is what we should perform. All these activities should be performed for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord and not in mode of passion and ignorance. That is what is the conclusion of this chapter. So text number 28, the last verse. Ashraddaya hutam dattam tapas taptam kritam chayat asad iti uchyate partha nacha tat pretya no yiha. Please read.
Anything done as sacrifice, charity, or penance without faith in the Supreme, O son of Pritha, is impermanent. It is called asad, and it is useless both in this life and the next.
So everything have to be done with faith. If it is done without faith, it's useless. Actually, we started the chapter with faith. Arjuna asked the question that they have a faith in something, but it is not mentioned in the scriptures. They have faith in someone, they have faith in something, and they do their worship, but it is not mentioned in the scriptures. What is the result? So then what Krishna is saying, everything done, but without faith in the Supreme is impermanent. It is asat. It is asat in this life and also in the next life. It's a waste. Useless. That is what Krishna is saying. Anything done without keeping Krishna in the center is useless. Yeah, please continue.
Anything done without a transcendental objective, whether it be sacrifice, charity, or penance, is useless.
Read the second line also.
Therefore, in this verse, it is declared that such activities are abominable. Everything should be done for the Supreme in Krishna consciousness. Without such faith and without the proper guidance, there can never be any fruit. In all the Vedic scriptures, faith in the Supreme is advised. In the pursuit of all Vedic instructions, the ultimate goal is the understanding of Krishna. No one can obtain success without following the principle. Therefore, the best course is to work from the very beginning in Krishna consciousness under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master.
So this is the fourth time we see in this chapter that taking guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. Yes, continue, Richard.
That is the way to make everything successful. The mode of goodness is better than the mode of passion and ignorance, but one who takes directly to Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all three modes of material nature.
Just one point here. So anyone from any lower modes can take up Krishna consciousness. So Krishna consciousness itself is actually purified, but will first bring us to goodness. So then we slowly move to transcendental, that is pure goodness. That's the supremacy of Krishna consciousness. Please continue.
Although there is a process of gradual elevation, if one, by the association of pure devotees, takes directly to Krishna consciousness, that is the best way. And that is recommended in this chapter.
Thank you. One more point here. The Vedic path have shown this gradual elevation. The Vedic way, everything is meant for three kinds of people. People in mode of ignorance, people in mode of passion, people in mode of goodness. So there is a gradual elevation. So we discussed some time before also that Vyasadeva has actually divided the 18 Puranas in three modes. 6 Puranas in mode of ignorance, 6 Puranas in mode of passion, 6 Puranas in mode of goodness, so that there is a gradual elevation. So that is also there, but Prabhupada is saying, although there is a process of gradual elevation, but by the association, like by the association of a pure devotee like Prabhupada, through his mercy, through his devotees, and the entire devotee society, we have actually directly taken up, we are fortunate to taking up Krishna conscious directly. That's the best way. That is what is recommended in this particular check. Instead of going through a gradual elevation, take up Krishna conscious direct. Yeah. Plus, please actually read continue the sentences. Again, Prabhupada is speaking about the importance of spiritual master. Rukmini Harisevini, to achieve success.
To achieve success in this way, one must first find the proper spiritual master and receive training under his direction. Then one can achieve faith in the Supreme. When that faith matures in course of time, it is called love of God. This love is the ultimate goal of the living entities. One should therefore take to Krishna consciousness directly. That is the message of this 7th chapter.
17th chapter.
17th chapter.
Yeah.
Thus end the Bhakti Bhagavad of the 17th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of the divisions of faith.
Hari Bol, Hari Om, Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So yes, that is what, when that faith matures. So when that faith completely matures, it becomes Prema Bhakti. So Prabhupada has mentioned two things. Faith increases in the association of devotees. When we meet our spiritual master, when we receive proper training under his direction, then when we do things under his direction, then one can achieve faith in the Supreme. It's not that we have that the Shraddha, what we call it in the 9 steps, right? Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Bhava, Prema. This is the initial attraction. That's the initial attraction. That's what we call it as Shraddha. When that Shraddha matures, it becomes Prema. That is what Prabhupada is writing here. When that faith matures in course of time, it's called love of Godhead. So this is the ultimate goal of all the living entities. So we're all looking for that. So that's the message of chapter 17. So Prabhupada is telling us, one should therefore, he's using the word should, not may, must, maybe, right? He should, he's using the word should take to Krishna conscious directly. Yes, Pandit Gadadhar Prabhu.
Mataji, I have a question.
Yes,
so,
Prabhu.
In this chapter, we talked about the 3 modes of material nature. But
Yes.
we know, Mataji, that to be Krishna conscious, we should be in Shuddh Sattva, right?
Yeah.
The mode above goodness.
Yes.
So why
yes.
isn't being explained?
Why it is not explained? Are you asking this?
Yes, Mataji.
See, the moment Prabhupada uses the word transcendental, that means coming from goodness to pure goodness. Without coming to mode of goodness, we cannot come to pure goodness, Prabhuji.
Okay, got it, Mataji.
Yeah, see, Krishna conscious lifestyle itself is bringing you to mode of goodness. We discussed, we are following 4 regulative principles. We are avoiding gross sins. We are raising early. We are meant to raise early. We are meant to honor only prasadam. We are meant to study scriptures. Like we discussed the quality in mode of goodness. We are meant to develop all these qualities. So by slowly coming to this, we're constantly keeping ourselves in scriptures and perform pure devotional service, then we can move to pure goodness. As devotees, we are meant to do everything in mode of goodness. Then we can move to pure goodness. That's why I said, please refer I don't remember the number of the verse. First canto, second chapter. Tadharajastamo bhava kama lobhadayascha ye chetaye tairana viddham stitham sattve prasidati. When we perform devotional service, when we do Bhagavatam, Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevya, Bhagavati Uttama Shloke, Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. When we do every day Bhagavata Sevya, that is serving the book Bhagavata and serving the person Bhagavata, of course, we do devotional service. That is what they both of us tell us. So then we expect this. So the lower modes go away and we come to Satma and then Shuddha Satma. You can read the purport of that verse.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Yes, Rukmini Harisevini, you have anything to add?
Mother, in the last line, when you were saying that Prabhupada is saying one should therefore take to Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
It's like it's understood that not may, not can, but
Yes.
why not? You said that must also not. Why not must? Why should?
It's okay. First is also okay. One should. It's more like no. One should come on time to school. That's what we say, right? Usually, it is like more particular that we want the children to come on time. So similarly, in that mood, one should therefore take to Krishna consciousness directly. One should surrender to a spiritual master, right? Yes. Okay, so let's close here. Happy Janmashtami to all. Happy Prabhupada Vyasa Puja. I hope everyone have written some offering to Prabhupada. If not, please write. Please write your offering to Prabhupada on his Vyasa Puja day. Time permits, we can share. Let us see. So we are going to meet on Wednesday, right?
Yes, yes, Mother.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Happy Janmashtami preparations to all. Let us pray for each other, for our spiritual welfare, for our spiritual upliftment. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatrubhyacha, kripa sindhubhyevacha, patitanam pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Happy
Thank
Janmashtami to
you
all
all.
devotees. Happy Janmashtami, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranam.
Happy Janmashtami to
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you for a wonderful session, Mataji. Happy Janmashtami. Hare Bol.